And welcome back to the channel. On this video, I want to talk about Class 3 being eliminated. Now, I'm going to focus mostly because California started the ball rolling here on eliminating Class 3 e-bikes with throttle. So you can still have a Class 3 and pedal up to 28 miles per hour, but you can no longer have a throttle. So I want to talk specifically about this bike right here, the Lyric Graffiti X. This bike, believe it or not, was purchased as a Class 2 e-bike. And no, I didn't modify it in any way at all. It does have a large motor, as you see down here, 3,000 watt motor, but there's a switch on here. That switch is right here. That switch there, if I push it in, is on road, out is off road. So I'm going to hop on and talk a little bit about this bike and where this fits in this whole situation of classes, because if this bike is, which I purchased it as, believe it or not, a Class 2 e-bike, and then it has the off-road mode where you can ride off-road, and this bike will for sure do what it's advertised of 45 plus miles per hour. So let me get past here. So I'm wondering if that switch down here that I just showed you a few moments ago makes this bike actually legal. Because is there anywhere that says if it has a switch on it? Like I'm not modifying it in any way. I'm not going into an app and changing any of the settings or anything. This is the way the bike came to me stock. So if I wanted to ride this bike as I am right now on road, of course I have it in the off-road mode, which would be illegal. I'd have to push that in, but I want to leave it in on or off-road mode because I'm going through an intersection, for example, right now, and I want to quickly get through this without holding traffic up. And if I put it in on-road mode, it's really sluggish in comparison, and it's not great for getting out of intersections when you need to get out ASAP. Nobody wants to hang around in intersections. Intersections are where more accidents happen than anywhere else on the road. So you want to get in there and get out of there as soon as possible. So let's get by this leaf blower. So getting back to this on-road, off-road situation, what if you want to buy the bike to specifically do just what this bike can do? You want to ride it on-road and off-road. Does that mean you'd have to buy two bikes? Because this bike actually would be legal if it's not deemed a Class 3 e-bike. Now, it's capable of going 45 miles per hour or more, which I mentioned already, right? Well, just because it's capable of that doesn't mean I'm going to ride that fast on the road, although I did once, because I wanted to try to see how fast the bike would go the first day I got it. And I did have it up to 50 miles an hour, 49 point whatever miles per hour, 79 kilometers. But it was in an area where it was clearly fine. It wasn't impeding any traffic or hurting anything. So it was good. But otherwise, if you just rode this like a Class 2 bike, because you can have a throttle on a Class 2 bike, then what would be wrong with this bike? Why isn't it legal? Like, are they going to make anyone that has a class 3 bike get a class 2 bike so they can ride on the road? In the bike lane. When I say on the road, I mean in the bike lane. Because they're not even allowing class 3 e-bikes, even though you don't have a throttle on them, in the bike lane. The other thing I have an issue with is if you purchased the bike before these new laws, and at the time you purchased it, it was for, you know, what the bike offered. If you bought a class 3 e-bike and it had a throttle on it, well, you bought it at the time that was okay. So is it your fault that laws changed shortly after you bought the bike? Let's say you just bought the bike 2 weeks before the law came into effect. They're all of a sudden going to not let anyone who just purchased a bike, an e-bike that's class 3 with a throttle, to ride any longer on the road? That's crazy. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. I know we're going to get some that say no matter what, that bike is capable of going beyond 20 miles per hour and it, like having a throttle, and it can go beyond 20, which is true. It can. But cars, and I'm going to bring this up because, okay, the fastest freeway that I've ever been on in the US was a top speed was 75 miles an hour. Okay, so most cars, I'm not going to say all, because there are some cars that can't go that fast, like a smart car or whatever, but most cars can go beyond 75 miles per hour. But it's up to the driver, right, to control how fast the car goes within the legal limit. So that's the way it should be with the e-bike. And we shouldn't be doing this whole licensing all of a sudden and insurance and all that. Just ride the bike and stay within the limits. If it's 28 miles per hour, okay. Just tell us what it is. 28 miles per hour, 20 miles per hour, whatever. Then if you drive or ride your bike beyond that speed, your fault. But I don't like where they limit you and your bike as to what it can do or can't do. Just because it can do that doesn't mean you're going to ride that. A lot of times, like for me, example here, where I live, for example, we have hills, large hills. California has massive hills. So they need the power to be able to go up those hills. And if you put this bike into on-road mode and try to climb a hill, even in off-road mode, I can tell you this bike, because I've done from a standstill, is not good on hills. It needs a running start. And that's with my 3,000 watt motor. So anyway, well, I guess we're going to go round and round and round on this, but I still don't get the whole thing. I think it basically comes down to not safety. I don't think it's a safety thing. I think it's more of a money thing. Personally, that's my feeling than safety. Anywhere they can grab more money, they want to do it, they're going to do it, or try to. And enforcing this law, like a lot of viewers have commented, are they going to enforce it? You know, like I can't imagine here, there's not a ton of e-bikes around here. I see them, but there's not that many to have a cop just sit there with his radar gun, shoot radar and see that a guy's going 25 miles per hour. Oh my goodness, he's exceeding the 20 miles per hour. You know, and let's pull him over. Is it going to be worth it? I don't think so. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. That's going to do it for this video. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, just hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified as to when the next video comes up on the channel, just hit that notification bell. And if you want to comment on this video or any others, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. Once again, thank you for joining me on this video. And until next time, be safe out there and keep your wheels on the road. See you later.